Growing up on the Rosebud Reservation, Tashina Redhawk learned a love of the land, a love of family, and a love for competing in pageants.
I think pageants started with my natural DNA of leadership. Where I live is actually my grandmother's land, and she was known as a song composer, as a medicine woman. I also come from great leaders and chiefs, and so I have that natural Lakota value of leadership. And when I was a little girl, I got involved in 4-H. And so that was one of the very few things for me to do on the Rosebud Reservation. And so through that, I started with my county's vice president to all of a sudden, I started with Little Miss Rosebud Rodeo.
Tashina would go on to become Miss Rosebud Rodeo and South Dakota High School Rodeo Queen, a title she would hold twice.
And your 2021 South Dakota High School Rodeo Association Queen, Tashina Redhawk.
So that was an amazing time. It was definitely a bridge building moment between my Western way of life and my Lakota way of life. I got to incorporate both worlds by decorating my horse in full regalia and coming in grand entry, carrying the stars and stripes. And so that year was really the foundation to this title I have now. I'm the 2022-23 Miss Indian World. I had this little joke going with my parents that, okay, if the crown and sash is like light blue or any shade of blue, I have to have it. And so we didn't see the crown and sash prior to coronation. So we're walking into the Coliseum and they're getting set up, and across the way, all the way across the arena floor, I see this crown and sash. When coronation came, it was all the static of emotions came. The room went black. I can tell you that when I was crowned, I didn't see anything. That was just a moment of shock. I don't think I can ever get that feeling back because I just remembered feeling so proud. And so many people from back home were there that day.
With the new title comes new responsibilities.
So I am a Goodwill ambassador. I get to travel across the country and go to powwows, go to conferences, schools, and basically promote my platform. So my platform for this year is cultural preservation and identity and education. And so that's where I'll go to schools. I explain to our youth how important it is to maintain your cultural identity because that too defines us as a Native person. And so basically I'll get to spend the rest of my year traveling and connecting those bridges between our communities.
Tashina is doing all of this while being a college student attending SDSU, working on her pre-veterinary science degree.
I think all my life, my parents have told me live life to the fullest, and I can tell you I'm doing that now with my Monday through Friday being classes for my pre-vet, and those are all classes that I get the homework for before Friday gets here. That way when Friday comes, I can travel on the weekends to these different communities. I always run out of daylight, but I'm living the life that I've always dreamed of when I was a little girl, of getting to travel and meet people, try the different foods even, see the different cultures, but also pursue my degree in veterinary medicine, so I couldn't ask for anything better.
While Tashina wants to inspire people across the country, she really wants her mission to have an impact back home.
To be the Miss Indian World, coming from Mission, coming from the Rosebud Reservation, is something that I may not have thought was possible a few years ago. Not because I didn't believe in the possibility, but because I've never seen the title before. I've never had somebody from home go out and get such a leadership role. So to be that someone for our future generations to see doing this and that it's possible, it fills me with so much heartfelt feelings. I have senses of pride and honor and still the humility that my mother taught me. To give up the crown is something I'm almost not ready to think about yet. I am currently halfway through my reign, and so to think that within 6 months or less that it'll all be over, the crown will be over. I'll be passing on the crown to a next young woman who is ready for this title. But the representing, the being a young Lakota woman, the speaking for my people, or the healing of my animals, that'll never be over.